Hey, Jeannine.
Hello, Nikki.
Cheers.
Here's to happy hour. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Happy Hour. As you know, this is where Jeannine and I grab a drink, and feel free to grab yourself an alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage. And it's not an hour, it's about 10 minutes, but we have an uncensored, unscripted discussion about what it's really like to work from home and why we are running our own businesses from home. And for those of you that are tuning in, thank you. And keep those questions coming, because we do want to answer your questions, and we do want to let you know what's going on behind the scenes. So feel free to ask them.
Absolutely.
Right, Jeannine?
Yeah.
So, Jeannine, I've been under the weather. You've been under the weather, I understand. I don't know about you, but I've had a rough couple weeks. I had a physical issue, like a flu or something going on, and a rash, hives. I think it was an allergic reaction. It was awful. And it is so hard to get your butt up and get to work when you're not feeling well.
Exactly. 100%. I know we both had different things going on, but we were both out of commission, right? Like, I was out of commission for just over a week. You've been. And you know what? It happens, right? I think that it's kind of a really good point to mention, like the difference of being under the weather, having an online business versus having that stress, because that's really what I kind of experienced. I don't know if it was the same for you, but not having the pressure of, like, I thought about this in bed, like calling the boss, sorry, it's going to be another day. Sorry, it's going to be another day. Not having to do that, honestly. Holy moly, what a difference.
Yes. And it makes recovery easier. Like, I don't know about you, but for me, when I take allergy medication, it puts me to sleep, makes me very drowsy. So I was able to take allergy medication and I felt okay. But when I didn't feel okay, when I needed to lay down or when I needed to rest my eyes because the medication was making me drowsy, I could do that. I could just walk over to the couch, sit down and do that. So I was still able to do some things for work, which was fantastic. And I was able to do a lot of, like, I went back on some old training and watched some training videos. So I still felt like I was being productive, but I wasn't. It was when I felt like it. I didn't have to worry about being somewhere, for 8 hours behind a desk and trying to smile at people and be nice and look nice and put on nice clothes and all that stuff. So yeah, it was really good.
Exactly. I mean, that's a huge difference, right? It's like almost just the level of anxiety I used to feel, right? Like having to try to get better when you're not there yet, and letting your body just get better and heal and take care of yourself. And like you said, I spent a lot of time, like, just in training, watching the training videos and doing masterminds. And I had an ad going and waking up, right? Like, I was like, oh, my business is still running. I really didn't do anything technical other than watch videos and kind of feed my mind. That's all I did. And my business still ran. And that was the point for me. That was like an aha.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. That is great. And not only when you're down and out like we were for a substantial amount of days, but I mean, I think everyone, male or female these days, and some people talk about it, some people don't, but everyone has days where they just kind of get up and go to work and go through the motions. They don't really feel like being there, or they've got something going on at home. Maybe they're fighting with their spouse, or maybe their kids, they're worried about their kids, they're giving them a hard time, or they've got aging parents, or, just emotional or mental issues. Like, I dealt with all my life so many emotional ups and downs from hormones and things. And now that menopause, the lovely menopause, has hit, there are days I am just like, what is wrong with me? I just can't even pull it together. And I had some days like that when I was working for someone else, and too bad. You had to suck it up, go see clients or go deal with people when I was in management, and some days it was hard to be pleasant and professional at work.
Yes. Yeah. Totally.
I look back now and I just think of all the days that I just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And now I can pick and choose those days. So if I have an off day, I don't have to interact with people that day. And if I have a great day, you'll see me all over social media.
Yes.
Right? Although, I have started sharing my bad days too, because I have a real concern about this, and I can't remember the term for it, but it's where people believe everything on social media and start getting depressed and comparing themselves. That concerns me a lot, not only for young generation, but for moms and wives and women our age that are, well, my age, we're not the same age, but women that are trying to do the best they can and feel the best they can and look the best they can for their age. And they're comparing themselves to movie stars and people that show unreal versions of their life. So I've started going on social media when I'm not having a great day, and I'm like, hey, not having a great day. I could use a hug. I could use a pick-me-up. Yeah. And I think more of us should do that, because it's a really scary issue that people think that 2 minutes that they see of someone's life.
Yeah.
Even some of the YouTubers, they put together a week of content into 20 minutes, but they don't show you the times they're screaming at each other. They show you all the happy moments. So you think, geez, why can't my life be perfect like that?
Yeah. Yeah. And it is. I mean, it's a perspective. I mean, I don't look at people's lives on social media thinking they have a perfect life or they're perfect, but some people do. Some people clearly do. And they go, oh, why can't I have that? Well, that's not realistic. It's manufactured, right? And it's the younger, I think, that big time, like the younger generation is the most. I've been reading articles that are mind-blowing, and I'm like, there's a reason why I tell my kids they can't go on social media yet. I'm like, I'm not against parents that do it, but I'm not ready for that, because there's just so much influence of the way you look and what your life looks like. And it's like, those are not the things that people, like humans, get from each other, right? It's the realness and knowing that we all have some mess in our lives, and that's relatable. It's way more relatable to have a bit of mess than to have everything perfect, right?
Yeah.
It just is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. But I mean, I don't like coming on camera if I haven't done my face and stuff. I mean, I don't want to look at myself not looking sort of, not necessarily my best, but decent. Yeah. But at the same time, I don't put filters on everything and want people to think that I look like a movie star. There's such a wide range of stuff, right? And it's so hard. I catch myself sometimes looking at women in particular that are my age and thinking, wow, she looks really good. Like, I wonder what she does to look that way. And then I catch myself and think, okay, yeah, she is a very beautiful woman, and she's a beautiful woman in person because I know her, but there's a filter on there. We all have wrinkles. We all have marks on our skin. We all wear makeup to cover things, and it is what it is. But anyway, I digress.
It's a really valid topic. It really is. 100%. It is.
Sure. And I mean, when you're like us and you're working specifically on social media and with people on social media, and you're on camera as part of your job, it's easy to get caught up in that and worried about that. And so I try to remind myself that the things I see on social media are a perfect moment in someone's life that they want to share with me. Their perfect dinner, their birthday celebration, their happy pet day or family day or whatever. And it's great, and I'm happy for them. But I try to remind myself that that's not their whole life. They are not happy 100% of the time.
Yeah, of course. There's always real life.
Yeah. Now, having said that, working from home has seriously made me happy almost 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Like eliminating all that stress, having the ability to walk when I want to walk, to
Yes.
talk to my family when I want to talk to them, to stop what I'm doing and listen to my children because it can wait 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It's been a real lifesaver for me, and I needed it,
Yeah.
especially after I got walked out from work and shut down and sort of pushed into my home. I think this kind of saved me. I really do.
That's amazing. That's
Mhm.
incredible. And I think
Mhm.
a lot of us feel that way because a lot of us really were our desire, we were looking for that reason because didn't exactly know what it was going to be, but we knew we didn't want to do life the same way, right?
Yeah.
You got to get yourself out of the bubble to really have contrast to see, oh my goodness, the
And you
difference.
know what? A lot of people, I was reading an article this morning, and a lot of people are blaming the inability to find workers on the government subsidies.
Mhm.
And yes, that's probably part of it, is that, people are staying home and getting paid and not paying daycare, and versus going to a job, and then, you're not cash ahead.
Yes.
But I do believe another big part of that is by being taken away from their work and forced to be at home and reevaluate what they want out of life, what
Mhm.
their life looks like, maybe rekindle their relationship with their spouse or their children. I think a lot of people are doing a double take on their life. And do I want to go back to that factory, that restaurant, that whatever business that I own? Do I really want to go back to that because I was sick and I was stressed and I was having headaches and I couldn't sleep and I feel so much better now? I think a lot of people are taking a second look and really thinking, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to do instead? I really believe that.
100%. You hit the nail on the head. I just read something all about that yesterday, and it's eye-opening because so many people are going through the same motions. They're feeling the same things. Like you said, like being at home, still working, knowing that you can be at home, but still be there for your kids. And you just it's a different flow of life. Like if you can be at home and be present, it shifts things, right? And some people love to leave the house, and I'm not talking about everybody, obviously. Some people love their jobs, they love, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people
Yes.
are figuring out this isn't what I want. I want it all.
Yes. And you know what? I bet that a lot of the people that love their jobs have also reevaluated and are doing those jobs differently. Like maybe they're taking their breaks for the first time, or maybe they're taking lunch where they never used to,
Mhm.
or maybe they're not taking every single hour of overtime or staying late every night, because I think a lot of us have realized what's truly important,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And it's okay to love your job and it's okay to work hard. And I'm all for that. And we need more of that for sure.
Yeah.
But there has to be balance. If there's not balance, you just end up not happy or sick.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, I could go on and on about that, but I think that's the reason too why we're seeing hundreds and hundreds of people being added to the business that we're doing and starting online businesses of their own, digital businesses of their own every day.
Yes.
The
That's
world
exactly.
is changing. And I mean, there really is. I know we say this all the time, but there really is no better time to
Yeah.
get online and get digital than right now,
Yeah.
because we don't know what the future holds, you know?
Very true. So
And,
true.
hopefully what's happened the last couple of years doesn't happen again anytime in the near future. But if it does, at least we know that we're not going to be as affected as we were the last time,
For
which is
sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird time to see so much success. Like our what we're involved in, we've seen the most success during this time, right?
oh,
We've seen the biggest boom. And there's a reason for that,
yeah,
right? It's finding the right fit. We found the right fit. And it's about kind of expanding your perception that, yeah, you know what? There are unique, different ways to make things happen, right? There really
absolutely.
are.
Absolutely. And there's more and more opportunities all the time. I mean, it used to be if you were going to work from home, you were for yourself, you were bugging family and friends, or you were pushing products, that's not the only option anymore. And I think people are discovering that there's ways like what we do to do things very differently. So,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, when you guys are watching this, we would love to hear what are the things that you would like, what are like 1 to 3 things that if you could have in your life, what would they be? Like, is it time? Is it like, would you want to just cook supper an extra day a week or have the energy to, work out extra during the week? Like, what is it that you would want if you felt more alive and had more time? And what are those things? Because it's
yeah.
nice to just kind of like think about it. What are those things to you that you're missing?
Absolutely, because it's not always about the money, right?
No, God, no.
It's not always. Some people are quite content with their financial situation, but in order to keep that contentment, they give up other things. They maybe don't have time to go to dinners or movies, or they have an opposite schedule to their spouse. They never see each other. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, that's a great question. I hope people send some responses
Yeah.
in. If you don't feel comfortable leaving it in the comments, you can always private message us.
Yeah.
You don't have to. And a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
You don't have to put it in the comments. You can just put, hey, I'll message you in the comments, and then shoot us a message, or just message for sure. But yeah, we should wrap up because I don't want to take up too much of everybody's time. But we'll be back again very soon. And like Jeannine said, if you want to let us know some things you're interested in and maybe ask some questions, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, cheers, and you guys all have an amazing rest of your week.